Barnstable has put together a wonderful, spectacular 4th of July for you, our residents and visitors. From public safety to parking to everything in between, parades, concerts, and the fireworks. Enjoy. Happy 4th of July, Barnstable. We're here down at Bismarck Park in front of the Hyannis Harbor, and we're going to talk parking this morning real quick with Elizabeth Hartsgrove. Parking's going to be premium this year.
It is.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July, yay. So it's here, I can't believe it's here, but it is, and people come to our community because of the celebrations that we offer people. So, and the big issue is, where do we park? So then we can participate and experience all of that fun. And same rules apply as this last year. We have not changed anything. So the short-term 6-hour parking down at Bismarck is still in effect. We have 6-hour parking available at the Town Hall lot or North Street lot, and then there's metered parking again. And but then we close down the streets at 4 o'clock for the festivities and the fireworks. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
And of course, there's plenty of parking on the docks here, it seems like, as boats are coming in and out. When we're talking about parking in some of the other lots that are around the town of Barnstable, let's just remind people that some are metered,
yes,
right, and some are free.
Yes, the Town Hall lot, North Street lot, and the Red Cross lot, those are available for free parking, but it is a 6-hour limit, and it is in effect. Because we have such a demand for parking on 4th of July. So then the metered parking is available at Bismarck Park, at Ocean Street lot, and then a long-term new available parking at 200 Main Street, and that is actually a 12-hour lot. So if people want to have a longer term so they can park all day and then be available to participate and not worry, then it's $1 an hour for 12 hours up at 200 Main.
Right. And the last thing I want to touch upon is the safety itself for the night of the 4th,
yes,
the big fireworks. Those streets are shut down for safety. It's not because we just decided to do that.
No, it can get crazy with a lot of people. So, we're not just looking out for the public and stuff, but we also have to look out for our public safety officials and making sure that we set them up for success to keep all of us safe. So having the streets closed, that's really important. So we can have a good time and not have to worry.
Excellent. Thanks so much. Happy 4th.
Happy 4th.
It's 4th of July week here in Hyannis in the town of Barnstable, and we have a full week of things happening. But specifically on the 4th, with me today, Chief Police Sonneman, we are really looking at some road closures and all sorts of different things happening this week.
Same thing as usual, you get the fireworks coming on, you get the parades, each of the villages is going to have their parades. It's going to be a full slate of activities on the 4th, especially when you start getting towards the evening hours and you get the Hyannis parade that rolls right into. You're going to have activities on the green, down at Asselton Park, and then rolling right into the fireworks. So there's going to be some road closures and whatnot, but I just want to make it sure that the residents of the area, specifically down at Ocean Street, C Street, we will work our best to get you through to your residents. You can let the officers know that are on their details. I live down there. You can show them proof or your registration or whatever, and they will work to get you down there, even if we have to escort down there with a motorcycle escort or whatever, but to get you through. But you have to be aware there's going to be a lot of people walking around on the streets at various different times of the day, so you really got to be paying attention to what you're doing. Not just the drivers, but the people walking around too. Pay attention to what you're doing as well.
Right. And then across town, we have parades literally from 9 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
All day long.
All day long. Starting up in Cotuit, so there'll be some road closures there.
Barnstable Village is usually the very first one, rolls right into Cotuit and Centerville. There will be road closures in Cotuit. You won't be able to go down Main Street for a little while down there. There'll be traffic detoured. There's no footprint there. It's going to go on, but it is a large parade. There's a lot of people down there. And then going back into Hyannis around 4 o'clock, you're going to have Main Street's going to be closed down, Gosnold, Old Colony, that area. There's going to be some traffic impacts. South Street will be down to like 1 lane for a period of time. So there will be some significant traffic impacts, and plan ahead to what you're going to be doing for the day.
Right. And let's talk a little bit about patrols out on the street. We have the CSOs with us today.
Yep.
So they're here basically all weekend just to make sure that things are going smoothly and being ears and eyes.
They will be here. We've got extra officers down on Main Street through the period of time. We have you know, just everyone is paying attention and really focusing on making this a great 4th of July for everybody.
Right. And fireworks.
Fireworks.
Yeah, are they legal?
No, they're not. We have not changed that. We do know a lot of people will be shooting off fireworks. You know, we cannot prevent everybody from doing it, but they are still illegal. They are still dangerous, you know, and we would frown on anybody using them, but if you are using them, be cautious, especially children. Don't allow children to be playing with fireworks or things, because it only takes a second. You know, someone mishandles a firework and it goes off, they are dangerous. So just be careful.
And one of the other things that we should mention as well is that there's all sorts of parties that happen 4th of July, designated drivers, right?
Yep, designated drivers. You know, a lot of people go kind of like go from party to party a little bit too. You know, have a beer here, or a wine there, or whatever, and it kind of sneaks up on you, especially in the heat of the day. You're not hydrating. Make sure you're drinking fluids other than alcohol, you know, and staying hydrated, eat your food and all that other stuff. But, you know, exercise caution. If you're going to plan to go out and drink, plan for it. They got Uber, they got Lyft, they got designated drivers, you got taxis. There's really no excuse to be out there drinking and driving, you know. And again, alcohol is not permitted on Town of Barnstable beaches or Town of Barnstable property. So if you leave your alcohol at home, you should be able to enjoy the event on public properties sober.
Right. And then also the whole pedestrian thing you were talking about, there's going to be a lot of people walking, distracted driving. Really, let's pay attention, folks.
Pay attention, put the phone down, you know, especially after dark. You're going to have a lot of pedestrians in the street, children. They're probably not going to be wearing reflective material. They may be carrying glow sticks or whatever, but going from the parades to especially after the fireworks, there's going to be a lot of people walking in the streets because there's just not enough room on the sidewalks for everybody. There's going to be bikes, there's going to be all kinds of pedestrians. So put the phone down until you get home or you park somewhere, and just pay attention.
Right. Patience, courtesy, and be nice, right?
That's right.
We're going to be nice.
Be nice.
Patty Machado and Tim McGrath. It's going to be a crazy, hot 4th of July.
We love it that way. The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. So let's give folks out there some expectations. It's really busy at the beach and the weather is cooperating, so it's going to be a massive crowds. How do we handle that here in Barnstable?
So let's start with, do you have your beach sticker? Okay, or your parking permit, whatever you call it.
Right.
But if you don't, we are open today. So we are open from 9 to noon, so you can get one today.
Okay.
Otherwise, when you get to the beach, if you don't have a parking permit, you can get one at the gate for $20 each day.
Okay.
So you can get that. However, do anticipate we will be filling. And it'll probably start with Dowses Beach. But if you want to know, you can be in the know to go on our Facebook page, and as things fill, we will post it.
Okay.
But usually it starts over that side and moves its way this way. So again, we don't have the smaller sites, we don't put them on, but places where we have the entrances, like Dowses, we can do a 1 in, 1 out, but you'll have to wait in line. And if it gets up towards Weano Ave, we actually are not allowed to go any further.
Okay.
So just note that the police will come in and they may clear the entire road depending on if it's safe or not. So it's all about public safety as well. So we work with the Barnstable Police Department. So now you go to Craigville. Now we have 3 great lots there. The lot across the street also takes your parking permit. So you get your beach sticker, you can park over there, or you can park over there for $20 a day, the same as the regular Craigville side.
Okay.
So there is an opportunity for more parking there, which is awesome. The town leases that, so we can make sure we can accommodate more people. So actually, part of Craigville will fill, like usually the far lot, which is the east side, will fill first, and then Westgate will fill, and then the Best Buddies lot will fill. And usually before that, Colville's actually fills. So we do allow people to line up, probably fit about 10 cars there, no more than that, and we will have police down there to help assist us, because Craigville, we cannot have people waiting. We cannot get a rescue in. So, and it's not like we can say 1 in, 1 out, because that means you're going to have to line up, and people get very frustrated. So we have a policy, depending on how crazy it is, it's either 15 or 20 cars, and we usually work with the police to make that decision. Leave. So we have to have 15 to 20 cars leave, then we'll open up, fill it back up, close it back down. So just be patient. If you get there and everything's full, you're just going to have to drive them down the street. Or if you're smart enough, you just keep on driving right into Hyannis, and you end up at C Street or Calmus or Veterans, Usually Veterans is full pretty because that's where the fireworks are. But if you get to C Street, you'll be able to park there, no problem. If you come to Kelmis Park Beach, we will be closing this lot at 4 o'clock. That's the order of conditions to even have the fireworks. So just know that if you come this way, if you get to Kelmis, we are going to ask you to leave at 4 o'clock. All the cars have to leave. If you want to stay on the beach, they allow that, but there's no cars allowed in the parking lot. And it's very strict. We're not going to jeopardize having the fireworks. So, we don't want to get in a situation. We just ask that you leave. The police will come down and help us if people are having a hard time, but that's how it's going to roll.
All right. Parking, always a premium
Yes.
in the town of Barnstable, regardless of whether it's on Main Street or on the beaches.
Yes.
Tim, you've got a full staff ready to go, huh?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we just opened up this weekend or last weekend, full time. So we're very excited with all of our lifeguards. We've been doing training drills all last week to get everybody up to snuff, and all of our guards are excited for a busy 4th of July holiday.
What can they expect on the beach for activities and things like that with the lifeguards? Do you have some restrictions on ball throwing and things like that at different beaches?
We do, absolutely. So we're fortunate here at Kelmis to have a volleyball area in addition to Colville's and Veterans, C Street. So we do have a couple beaches where we do allow ball playing, but if there is no volleyball net set up, then for public safety, we don't allow ball playing.
Okay. And then the other piece of this is that the beach itself is going to be crowded, not just the parking lot,
No.
but the beach itself. So how about some tips for folks, music and things like that?
Right, so we just ask that everybody be respectful, that they're playing music at a reasonable level, and if it is too loud, then our staff will come over and ask you to turn it down. But we want everybody to have a fun, safe holiday.
Okay, and the thing that's always on your top of mind, as well as us fair-skinned folks, Safe Sun. Let's talk about this. There are some Glencoe receptacles here on your beaches. Tell us a little bit about that today.
Well, Glencoe was a lifeguard for us for 6 years and a beach supervisor, and unfortunately, at the age of 26, passed away from melanoma. So her family has gotten together and made sure that we have as safe as possible opportunities for anybody that comes to our beach. So we have in our bathrooms, we have sunscreen, again, all donated. And on top of our towers, we have shades so that the lifeguards aren't baking out in the sun like they used to when Glenna worked. And then we also at Craigville and at Dowses Beach, they donated big sun awnings so people can go there and get out of the sun and enjoy the beach anyway.
Anything else you want to tell folks? This is going to be a great hot 4th of July.
A couple more.
Okay.
I'm big on the rules because this way you don't get here and get upset. We want you to come here and have a blast, but it's real important that we swim inside the swim areas that are designated. They're very clearly marked, and if you don't swim in the area, we're not trying to make people have a bad day at the beach. Right. We're trying to make sure you're safe while you're at the beach. So the whole purpose is that the lifeguards can see you first and are able to respond quickly. And so they're all designated and set up in a certain way so that we're able to respond to make sure that you're safe. The other thing is drinking is, we're all wanting to have a good time while we're at the beach, but the consumption of alcohol really can turn into an ugly day where people aren't acting. This is a sober-minded community, and we can have a lot of fun without doing those things at our beaches. Stay home if you want to have a few cocktails, and stay off our roads because we want everybody to be safe at the end of the day.
That's right. A safe, happy, hot 4th of July.
So we're going to be very busy. We're hoping for good weather, but we do want to alert people that if they're coming to recreate on the off-road beach, we do have very limited space. So if you really want to get on there, you got to come early. We only are going to have under a half a mile. We're hoping right now we have 0.3 miles. We're hoping that'll be a little bit more. No guarantees. So there will be a lot of people on the beach. You will be tight with other patrons. So we're looking for everybody to get along. And we recommend that, like I said, you come early and also download the app. So if you go to our Sandy Neck website, there's instructions on how to download the app, and that will let you know when the beach is full. The off-road vehicle beach is full. And we do that so that people don't drive there and then find out it's full. So bunch of things. Certainly coming on a weekday is going to be a better chance of getting on the beach. And like I said earlier, the better, because we've been filling up at like 10, 11 o'clock every day. Yeah, the tides are in our favor. Tides are going out in the evening, which is good because we're going to have a lot of patrons on the beach, so that gives us a little more space. And they're not huge tides. Sandy Neck or Cape Cod had a really easy winter in terms of storms. So Sandy Neck, as a result, is very wide. There's a lot of real estate, upland real estate that's not going to be swallowed up by tides. So we do have a lot of space, but we don't have a lot of length of beach. So we are going to stack people up. You do need to expect that. If you don't want to be close to a neighbor, this is not the week to come. Yeah, so Trail 1, we had 2 nests right at Trail 1. One is hatched, one is in the process of hatching. So we do have plover chicks right at the closure line. We do allow dogs on leash on the off-road vehicle beach, but we are very strict that they need to stay on leash. And we aren't allowing any dogs past that closure line because of our piping plover chicks. They're very young. They're under a lot of stress right now with all of these patrons on the beach. So we are going to be strict about that. The only time dogs can be off leash is if they're actually actively swimming. The public beach is, of course, going to be very busy as well. We have a lifeguarded public beach that will be potentially filling up as well on the weekends and on the 4th of July. But it's pretty sandy this year, so it's going to be a beautiful beach, and hopefully, the weather cooperates and we can get as many people out there safely to recreate and enjoy Sandy Neck.
It's crazy out in the harbor today, 4th of July. We are ready to rock and roll. With us, Harbor's Master's Office has a few tips for you, so we are ready for 4th of July, right?
We are.
Happy
Happy 4th of July. I'm Brian Taylor from the Barnstable Harbor Master's Office. We will be out here starting at 7:30 in the morning, meeting with Atlas and some security personnel, the fire departments, and then we'll be bringing Atlas out to the barge, which is located out in Lewis Bay.
Yeah.
We will be underway all day doing the security perimeter for the barge. So make people aware for the public that they need to stay away from the barge. We'll have a security perimeter set up, and they'll be able to identify it with large orange balls out there, so they'll be able to see that. And we'll be in and around the area, just educational purposes, letting them know stay away, and
Right.
They can get close enough that they can anchor, but they need to stay away from the barge. So.
Right, so if you've got a boat and you're out there for the fireworks, really give these guys some room to do their work. That perimeter is there for your safety as well as theirs. What about boat safety? Lots of people on the water. It's going to be crowded in the harbor as it is on the highways, right?
That's right, lots of people on the water. Make sure everyone has a life jacket on, and at night when it gets darker, make sure the nav lights are on and everyone stays aware of their surroundings. That's the big thing. There's a lot of boat traffic in the area, so we want everyone to stay aware and use their navigational lights and life jackets.
And life jackets, really important out there. With the amount of boats out there, the swells are going to be pretty deep, those waves, and as boats are in and out of the harbor, as they start to jack a little bit.
That's right.
It gets a little rocky.
That's right. We'll have a few boats on scene, so we'll try to keep the wakes down and just everyone be safe. It's the 4th of July. It's very busy on the water, and we want to make sure that everyone is following the safety protocol out there and wearing the life jacket. If you have children under 12 years old, they need to have a life jacket on. If it's after sunset, you need to have your navigational lights on.
And it's really important, no drinking and boating.
That's correct. No drinking and boating at all. There's zero tolerance for that on the water.
Excellent. Well, have a really safe 4th of July, and we'll see you probably out there on the water.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, 4th of July is right around the corner, and the town of Barnstable has some exciting events lined up for everyone. Starting at 4 p.m., we'll be kicking off the celebration with the Town of Barnstable 4th of July Parade, and that will take place right here on Main Street. This year's theme, a Star-Spangled Independence Day. If you will be participating in the parade, then make sure you are at your appropriate staging area by 3:15 p.m. Then at 5 p.m., you can make your way over to the Village Green, find a spot on the grass, get comfy, and listen to the Barnstable Town Band Concert. Here, you can also check out the Nicholas Czecki Jazz Quartet and be on the lookout for roaming talent such as Hyannis Sound. Also on the green, you will find family lawn games such as cornhole, free rides on the roaming railroad, jugglers, and bubble fun. Still in the mood for some tunes? Head on over to Azleton Park for the pre-fireworks concert at 6:30 and see local band Anna and the Moderns. You can also grab a bite to eat from one of our local food vendors or the food trucks, or do a little shopping at the artist shanties to support your local artists. And of course, for the main event of the evening, you can find a great viewing spot for the fireworks at the Hyannis Harbor. Along with the fireworks, there will be a musical soundtrack that will be broadcasted live on WXTK 95.1 FM, or it can be found on the iHeartMedia smartphone app. This year, there will be roaming ambassadors known as the Gateway Greeters, and they will be handing out information and answering any questions, as well as encouraging everyone to share photos taken at the event on social media with the hashtag Hyannis4th to celebrate the occasion. Don't forget, all events are free and family friendly, so bring the whole family down, listen to some great music with some great food, and enjoy the colorful fireworks at the end of the night. We hope to see you there.
Well, I keep on thinking about you. It's just a golden hair surprise, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? And I've been one for cold smiling, and I've been two too far. But it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. So will you meet me in the middle? Will you meet me in the air? Will you love me just a little, just enough to show you care? Well, I tried to fake it, I don't mind saying I just can't make it. Here we go, guys. Do do wah do wah, 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 oh.